Well, hello guys. Welcome back. You're gonna get the Cliff Notes version of me trying for hours last night and me trying for hours today. As someone who serves the gods, I can't, even in cases where the person clearly needs help, let certain insults pass. And there had been a person coming on the channel and they insulted Our Lady Freyja. And they insulted Odin. And they insulted Odin in the form of a gift, because remember how Odin keeps mentioning the dreaded H word to me and going, And he's already said I'm his trusted friend. And if a god puts a full Troy, I'm probably fucking the pronunciation up, relationship on you, it's a lot. It's like you have been tapped, and if it's the old man, you don't get a choice. It's like, hey, best friend. Oh shit. No, we're best friends now. Shit. It's a lot. When the old man taps you, it's not a gentle tap. It's more like being hit by a ton of bricks. And because he has this odd sarcastic sense of humor, I got something with butterflies in the mail today, and I'm like, oh, thank you, dear. Um, Someone insulted him in the form of a gift to me, and I know this person needs help, so I'm really not mad at them for their actions, because they clearly can't control themselves. But, if it would be in a heathen sense, it's a gift for gift, right? And they gave me a gift of money in my tip jar, which has been returned. And they accused Odin of something. And one, I know Odin didn't do this. But two, of course, we got into, because he treats me more like one of his soldiers, and I don't mean that in a racist sort of way, but he treats you more like one of his warriors than he treats you like anything to be taken gentle care of. Being a male, he was rightfully angry at the accusations leveled at him, and he asked me, and I'm sarcastic and bitchy when I have lack of sleep, so I said, oh, sure, and it led to a big old fucking battle where I'm dealing with what this person said, and I don't know what the fuck possessed me to do it, but I went and I read their blog, their entire blog, and I guess I wanted to see what kind of head state are they in, and they're clearly not well. So I'm never going to unsee that, and it's not their fault. They're not well, and Odin is firing at me because, oh, okay, and I deserve that. I deserve that. Ladies, any gender, your men deserve your support. They don't deserve you being sarcastic and bitchy. I know it's a lot to take when men are accused of certain actions, but fucking have his back. So I knew the instant she said he didn't do it. I knew, okay? So I'm not accusing the old man of anything. I knew he didn't do this shit, but um it was a thing that we still had a fight about, because you're still going to think, oh my god, right? When someone's accused of a serious crime that you know and love, especially one of your gods, you're like, oh my lord. And of course he didn't do it, but we had a big old fight. And I didn't sleep worth shit last night. I got up this morning, and one of his taboos with me is he does not want me going to this car cruise, because what's more important to Odin than anything, believe it or not, keeping your word to your friends and honoring and protecting your friends. Friend has compromised immune system, so I can get wrecked over deciding on going to a car cruise and listening to music and seeing pretty girls, well, too damn cold for pretty girls today, and beautiful cars and eating good food and music and having a party. I don't get to do that shit 'cause she's got a compromised immune system. One of my jobs is one of his best friends that he chose himself is I don't get to do that shit because my first duty is to protect her, so that means I don't get to go. So, of course, I want to go in the absolute worst way, because that's how Odin rigs these tests. They're never fair. A test from the old man is never fucking fair. You'll know it's a test because it'll be something that you could usually normally be indifferent about, and you will be willing to go through a door without opening it to get to it. So yeah, I've been going through a couple hours of it. I think it wraps up at 4 or 5, and I'll be free. But yeah, it's not easy. But I got up this morning, I looked at him, I said, If there were nobody else around except for the Norse gods, and I always question my experiences, you guys know that. I said, then you're the one that led me into the IED. And he goes, well, should have read the fine print, my dear. You go on and you do things. Did you read the fine print? How the hell are you ever going to serve in a war? And I'm looking at him like, what the actual hell? How are you going to serve in a war if you won't even read the directions? And I just looked at him like, thanks. Thank you. That when I had that IED go off in VR and I freaked the fuck out because they didn't tell you there was an IED in it. You're just walking across the roof of a building and fucking boom. Yeah, that and then last night. So Odin packs a lot of excitement into the life of his best friends because he loves them so much. And love from the old man is definitely, people that work with him will say, it's definitely sink or swim love. It's definitely, we're going to toughen you up. We're going to prepare you for a war you may never fight in, but you're going to be fucking ready for anything because you'll be nutty as hell by the time the old man's, done with you. And I love him, and he knows that. So, I got his back. He's repeatedly referred to me as his trusted friend, his best friend, whatever. And I don't even have that close a relationship with Loki. Loki's like, me, don't know if I trust you that much. Odin's like, you got all my fucking trust now, live up to it. Sometimes I think Odin just gives people his trust to see what they'll do with it, and it's like, oh my god. So, I gotta have his back. He's got my back. We're more like, sometimes he's definitely the god, sometimes he's even though I've never been in combat, he's definitely your brother in arms, and you're slogging through the trenches together, and sometimes you get hit by something and knocked down, and he just kind of looks at you and goes, whoop, but then he eventually picks you up, and sometimes he's going to get knocked down because somebody's going to be coming in and firing at him, and since he's the god, he's not going to get hit, but you'll take the direct hit, and you just gotta shake it off, man, and be like, oh, okay, lesson learned, I guess, and, just get on with it. So, somebody tried to put a direct hit on him for a while. They were causing trouble on the channel. And then they were causing trouble through giving me money of all things. So I gave them their money back. And, I just hope the person gets help. But, sometimes you're going to go through troubles like that no matter what God you serve. You're going to come across people that aren't well and, accuse the God of things. And being his most trusted one, I can't let accusations against the old man go unanswered. He did not do the crimes he was accused of. My lady Freyja is not a demon. I won't stand to see the gods insulted. I know the person's not well, but don't insult the Norse gods in my presence. I serve the old man. I have a certain standard here. Be glad I'm not a tearsman. I would really be going fucking off because it would all be about honor and everything. Odin's about to do the right fucking thing because the old man said so, and it's not quite the thing you'd be getting from a tearsman. And God, the person can thank their lucky star I'm not a Freyja's woman because even as someone who serves Freyja as well, but not in the same way I serve Odin, it was like, what the fuck did you just say about Freyja? The fuck you say about Freyja? So, there are apparently people running around writing these books. This is why anymore I would burn any fucking book on Loki or Odin. I just would light a match to that fucker. And they said some horrible things about Our Lady. And they made up a lot of shit because they felt like it. And they probably need medication therapy too, but now they're writing books instead of going to therapy. I go to, ooh, back here. And, it pissed me off to see the lady insulted and to see the old man insulted and see what he was accused of. And Odin's people do have discipline. He does demand we have discipline. So I'm not going to go after this person, and I'm not going to tell you where to find them because they're obviously mentally ill. And we know whether you ever served in the military or not, you're supposed to have fucking discipline. You have to have discipline. You have to have compassion on the weak. It's not that Brosa true. We don't take the weak out and torture them. We don't do that. This isn't Brosa true. This is serving the gods. This is different. You don't pick on the weak members of the pack. You either support them, leave them the fuck alone, or whatever. But this individual stirred their own religion as of one, so hopefully we won't be seeing them again. But you do have to have the back of the gods. At the end of the day, I have to have Loki's back, and They had said Loki had said some strange things, and I was almost gonna let them back on the channel. They've used at least 5 or 6 different personas on the channel. And then I saw what they wrote in the blog, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck no, you just insulted my lore too? Oh, fuck you, no." So, if this is why we have the lore. This is why we have the lore. You can think it's fucked up, reconstructed Christian bullshit, but go watch Dr. Jackson Crawford. I'd say I won't agree with 100% of what he says, but he's got a pretty fucking solid head on his shoulders because he doesn't believe in it. So people like that, they don't have any personal interest in pushing one god or one belief system in front of another. They do not. He's a scholar. That's all he fucking cares about is getting that right. Um fucking read his Cowboy Heffamal for all I care, but it's a thing of this is why we have the lore. If your god's totally acting strange and totally going off the lore, and I know we're talking about Loki. Sure, Loki does stuff in a day-to-day basis, and we trade UPG on a day-to-day basis that has nothing to do with the lore, and yet we can always go back to the lore and go, yeah, this sounds like Loki. If Loki is claiming to be other gods or the only god, you're not dealing with Loki. People can form a belief and they can't help it that they believe there's only one god. I get that. They truly only can conceive of one god in the universe, fine. But Loki is not, and I can't stress this enough, Jesus. I'm gonna be crude here, but Jesus didn't go around sticking his dick in all and sundry. I got woo back here, but Jesus Christ was so anti-sex that his mother was the Immaculate Conception, not him. His mother was the chaste, clean, pure vessel conceived without original sin, not him. He needed a clean vessel. So that God is not going around poking people. Um, Loki, gods love him, trees, rocks, lamppost he took a fancy to. They're not the same divinity. They're just not. Odin is not a demon. Our Lady is not a demon. Um, and I just had to, stand up for them. And I didn't want to scream into the mic, and I didn't want to be really crude about it. But unfortunately, there's no way you can put a horn dog like Loki and Jesus into the same exact box and go, sure, they're the same deity. Loki's a perpetual horn dog a lot of the time, and Jesus not so much. Jesus, the church doesn't like sex. You know this if you went to church. So it's just a thing of I think the person just needs to go get help, but in the meantime I can't stand to see the gods insulted. To me it was like a slap in the face to have someone hand me money and accuse Odin of what they accused him of, which any man would be pissed off. So I know you men are reading between the lines and going, the fuck did they say? I'm standing up for Odin. I know he didn't do it. I knew the millisecond I read it he didn't do it, but sometimes you need to process. And I shouldn't have read the fucking blog, but I did. And I needed to process that too. And I did it because I wanted to make sure where the person's headspace was, and they weren't well. And it's something I'll never unsee. But remember, you can get angry. You can get angry with people for their bad actions, but when they're not mentally well, you still have to have compassion. But having compassion and not harming them doesn't mean you don't still, at the end of the day, stand up for the gods and speak up for them and defend their honor. So, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.